All right, let's talk about something that I know gives a lot of developers a headache, RxJS Concurrency. It's this super powerful tool, right? But it can feel, let's be honest, way more complex than it should. Well, today we're going to fix that for good.
Yeah, does this look familiar? You've got some async task, and you know one of these map operators is the answer. But trying to pick the right one feels like a total guessing game. They sound almost the same, and let's face it, the documentation can sometimes make your eyes glaze over.
Exactly. It's like you're expected to memorize a whole dictionary of tiny, subtle differences. But what if I told you that's the wrong way to think about it? What if you don't have to memorize anything? What if this whole confusing topic could be broken down into just 4 super simple ideas?
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. For just a minute, I want you to literally forget the names concat map, merge map, all of them. Just wipe them from your mind. Instead, we're going to focus on 4 core behaviors. These are the building blocks for everything else.
This right here, this is the whole secret. I'm not kidding. Every single concurrency problem in RxJS boils down to one of these 4 strategies. Are you queuing things up to run one by one in order? That's concat. Are you trying to do everything at once in parallel? That's merge. Does the newest task make all the old ones irrelevant? That's switch. Or are you so busy with one thing that you have to ignore anything new? That's exhaust. See? It's pretty simple when you put it that way.
All right, so now that we've got those 4 behaviors locked in, queue, parallel, cancel, and ignore, let's bring those operator names back. You're about to see that they aren't scary at all. They're just fancy labels for the simple ideas we already get. First up, concat map. This is our queue behavior. The best way to think about this is like you're standing in line at a bank. The teller helps one person at a time in the exact order they showed up. No cutting, no skipping. Simple as that.
So if you remember one thing about concat map, make it this. Wait your turn. It's all about guaranteeing order and making sure one thing finishes before the next one starts.
Okay, next is merge map. This is our parallel behavior. Picture a giant highway with tons of open lanes. Every car can just merge and go for it all at the same time. It's pure speed and efficiency. Who finishes first doesn't matter, just that everyone gets going.
That's the key. The mental shortcut for merge map is simply all lanes open. Everything runs at once.
Now what about switch map? This is our cancel behavior. And the analogy is perfect. It's like a light switch. When you flip the switch on, the off state is instantly canceled and gone. It can't be both. So as soon as a new value comes in, whatever was happening before is just dropped. Poof, gone. The key takeaway here is just 3 words. New replaces old. With switch map, only the latest thing matters. Everything else is history. And finally, we have exhaust map. This lines up with our ignore behavior. Just imagine you've hung a do not disturb sign on your hotel room door. While you're busy, you're not answering any knocks. You're just going to ignore them until you're done.
And that's the whole idea for exhaust map. The mantra is busy means ignore. If a task is already running, any new tasks that show up are just thrown away. They don't even get in line.
Okay, so we get the 4 behaviors and their operators. Great, but the million-dollar question is, how do you pick the right one when you're actually writing code? Well, let's walk through a dead simple decision guide that will get you the right answer every single time.
This is it. This is the first and honestly the most important question to ask yourself. When these events are happening, is it absolutely positively critical that they finish in the exact same order they started?
If the answer is a big, resounding yes, then guess what? You're done. Your answer is concat map, the bank queue operator. It's the only one that guarantees order. Now, if order doesn't matter, well, then we've got a couple more questions.
Okay, so order's not a big deal for you. Now ask yourself this. If a bunch of events happen really fast, do you only care about the very last one? The classic example is a search bar, right? You don't care about the search results for DO if the user has already typed DOG.
And if you're nodding along thinking, yep, only the latest matters, then boom, switch map is your operator. It'll cancel all those outdated requests. But if the older requests are still important, then we have one final question to settle it. All right, we're at the final fork in the road. We know order doesn't matter, and we know we don't want to just cancel old requests. The only thing left to decide is what to do when a new request comes in while you're already working. Should you just ignore it?
And this brings it all home. If you want to ignore those new requests, like stopping someone from clicking a submit button 100 times, then you want exhaust map. But if you want to be a hero and take on all the work at once, opening up all lanes on the highway, then merge map is the tool for the job. Look, theory is one thing, but let's make this concrete. Let's see how these ideas pop up in everyday coding situations. This is where it's all going to click. And check it out, it really becomes intuitive. Bank transactions? Order is everything, so that's a job for ConCatMap. Loading a bunch of images for a gallery? Speed is what you want, so MergeMap is perfect. That search as you type feature? A classic use case for SwitchMap, because only the last thing you typed matters. And that form submit button? To stop those double clicks, you need to ignore the extras, and that's ExhaustMap all day long. See? The framework just leads you right to the answer.
And this is the most empowering part, and I'm not exaggerating. Once you really get these 4 behaviors, queue, parallel, cancel, and ignore, you're ready. You can handle pretty much any async problem RxJS throws your way.
So the big takeaway is that you now have a real mental framework to pick the right operator with confidence every single time. No more guessing. So the only question left is, what cool problem are you going to go solve with this first?